How would you describe Adin Ross in one sentence? Perhaps like this: he's a controversial and unfiltered streamer who should never even stream in the first place. Well, that's how most people would judge Adin. But there's a side of Adin that no one really sees or cares about. Now look, I'm not going to avoid the downsides of him and what he has done. Actually, I'll bring some situations up. I mean, obviously, first we got Adin being banned on Twitch after having guests on stream showing hate symbols and repeating violations against Twitch TOS, which later on obviously got Adin banned. I mean, obviously some of it is his fault because he probably knew something was gonna happen when he brought on those guests. But he wasn't even in the room at the time, so it technically wasn't even his fault at that point. Adin switched over to Kick, which is partly his own, after Ed Craven convinced him to partner up with him. But even in the midst of switching and being kind of mad at Twitch, he still said in a podcast that he wishes that both Twitch and Kick could grow exponentially together, just so it's fun for both of them to have their own competitions with each other. I mean, talking about this doesn't really look too bad of a situation for me, because there is more, okay? Now, you guys might be thinking, why are you making a video like this when you're about to take up the next part? Well, you'll know in a second. Adin Ross is partly controversial because he streams a lot, and I mean a lot of gambling. He had a deal with the gambling company Stake that we're all used to seeing on almost every single TikTok clip nowadays. And also, apparently, while I'm speaking about this, there's apparently a lawsuit against Stake from both Drake and Adin for some reason, which wasn't really expected, but I guess there's a time and place for everything. I mean, it's streaming. What do we really expect? Now, I won't really go into detail about what's currently happening, but all I'm saying that it is looking pretty crazy. I mean, I did read a bit about it. Anyways, Aiden has been streaming gambling to his young audience, which may not be the smartest thing ever, making kind of weird that I'm actually defending him in a way. But although he is doing all of these bad things, he still gives back to his community and donates a lot of money to charity, and I think he even helped a kid's mom cure cancer, which, is amazing. We love that from content creators. I mean, still no excuse to what he's doing, but there's at least like 50 other creators out there streaming gambling. Maybe not to kids as much, but you get the point. I mean, everyone's a creator at the end of the day. Everyone's doing wrong things. But obviously, they're not facing the same amount of backlash because Aiden has a much bigger audience than those people. I mean, honestly, this isn't even the worst part. The worst part of Aiden's actions might have to be when he has collabed with celebrities and controversial figures and then letting everything go wrong from out of nowhere. Like that one stream with 21 Savage where Aiden apparently got scammed, shocking the internet a few times with Zap from Clash Royale. Okay, now after telling you all of the downsides of what Aiden has done, I just want you to imagine one thing. Imagine that you are a big creator. Among people like Aiden Kai, Speed, and even Mr. Beast, the amount of hate you will get for blinking when you're not supposed to is even worse than the Diamond Gym experience that I saw Jason the Ween go through. My bad, John. Diamond Gym, please don't call me out. Please don't call me out. I mean, look, someone like me with like 100 followers in total on YouTube and Twitch, someone like me could probably go on to Kick and just share my opinion about stuff and about controversies to my 5 viewer audience or 100 viewer audience, doesn't matter, 1,000 even, okay? But I still won't face the amount of backlash a bigger creator will face. The bigger you are, the more hate you will get. That's just the system of the internet. Because you have more fame, you're supposed to take it like a man because you have more fame. That's how it's supposed to be, apparently, against, other people. Just by saying one wrong word, you will suddenly matter more than the Stranger Things season 5 ending that was kind of asked, by the way. My point here is that when someone as big as Aiden does one blunder, suddenly every single human being behind their screen eating Lunchables reacts like the world is going under. Now look, sharing your opinion is something different, but even that nowadays can get you as far as getting banned for absolutely no reason, unless it's something homophobic or anything similar. I mean, in some cases, sharing opinions and having hate, that could collide. It collides really often, but I think some people can differ. So I'm not saying, yo, you shouldn't be able to say this or that. I'm saying just learn to differ between hate and opinions, and then you should probably be good to go to eat your Lunchables and keep typing. I mean, if you ask me personally, I would say that I've never even touched a video of Adin Ross on his channel or even watched a single minute or a second of his streams. But after listening to a podcast where, he was on it with Jinxie, he was just talking and speaking, he genuinely seemed like a nice guy. And at that point, it should probably be clear that at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Like, just because Adin has done this doesn't mean the whole world has to jump on him. I think he's aware of his mistakes, okay? But that's between him and God, not between us and him, or us, him, and God, When someone makes a mistake, you're not supposed to judge them for you. You're supposed to either help them or leave them alone. Because just by judging his sins, we're basically judging our own sins as well. Because, I mean, let's be real, you would probably not want something really private to get out in the public, okay? I mean, in some reasons, we have Aisho Speed who accidentally leaked his meat, He probably was at the lowest point of his life, but people outside of it thought it was funny. If your meat got leaked on stream, what the hell would you do? Sure, you might not care as much, but the amount of backlash you will just gain from that is crazy. I'm not saying Aiden is a 100% good person. I'm just saying that, there's some streamers out there that might cause controversy, that might do this or that, but they're still like human beings. I mean, sure, everyone sins, okay? I'm pretty sure most of you are laughing to pedophilia and thinking it's fun. If you did that on stream in front of, 30 to 100,000 people, you would probably not survive another day. You would probably be having people outside of your doorstep with gun. You would probably have people outside of your doorstep with guns or something on you, you know? And obviously more than half of the internet would be against you. You wouldn't want that. You would probably realize your mistake and want to repent for it, right? That's what everyone would want to do. That's not wrong. And some people just don't care. We're all different. Some people learn faster to, repent, and some people just never repent. That's between them and God. That's God's judgment. That's not our judgment. And just to clarify, I'm not Christian, I'm Muslim. But I mean, at the end of the day, we shouldn't really react on the things that some creators do. I mean, there's just a lot of backlash going on. I mean, obviously, there's documentary channels like mine that go around and say, what has happened, just like kind of like a news channel. That's fine. I mean, honestly, I'm more of a sharing opinion type of guy, and I'm doing a lot of wrong stuff actually. But I'm trying to pivot it a bit towards documentaries and stuff like that. But, we we can't really be perfect. We can't judge Aiden. We can't judge anyone really. There's stuff out there that we probably don't want to talk about or do, or and then when something accidentally happens, we have to take accountability. But the thing with big creators is that they have to take accountability and speak to millions and hundreds of millions of people to convince them that nothing's, they're gonna try to fix the mistake, or stop doing this or stop doing that. It's like, their families manipulating them in a way. Even Kai got hate because he opened up about his mental health, and I mean people just laughing to that. I mean, come on, how low are we stooping, bro? It's one of the biggest creators in the world. He has grinded for years, half a decade, even no, no, not a half a decade. He's been grinding since 2016, and he can't say anything to his audience because he knows he'll get made fun of. Like, that's stupid. He will probably never even come back to streaming at that point. His audience laughing, that's like a part of it. He will probably take a longer break now because of that. Mental health is important. We just gotta accept that, okay? And he was right about a lot of stuff, so I don't really get the point why the internet reacted in another way. Just give every content creator a breather for some time, please. Some hate is not deserved. Alright, peace.